Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I want to, first and foremost, I want to say I do not practice or stage my cards ever. If you've seen my videos, you know I do it live. Always been that way, it's always going to be that way. In this particular occasion, I was actually recording. This is my second recording. And the reason for that is, for some reason, diving into the reading, I started coughing nonstop. Um, so I'm not sure if I was picking up on some type of for you Libras. This reading is specifically for Libras. So I'm not sure if you guys are going through health issues or going through the cold or going through some type of health issue, and that was very noted. This rarely happens to me, and I literally could not stop coughing. Um, so I just wanted to let you guys know I did pre-shuffle. I did, I like I said, this is my second try at recording this. So I hope you guys can respect that or appreciate that. I want to give you guys a very great, huge thank you guys for subscribing to my channel, for commenting, for sharing my videos and liking my videos. I truly appreciate it. If you guys can notice, on my description on the videos, I've been posting my email address where you can contact me for private readings. I wasn't doing that, and the reason for it is, again, I'm really busy and my schedule is very hectic. But I have been asked that, why don't I put my email, or the way you guys can contact me. And I'm definitely still trying to balance this channel out, so that's the reason why, due to a few of you guys asking me that, that's the reason why I started putting them on there. So those of you who are wanting private readings, definitely contact me through email, and I will try the best I can to get back to you as soon as possible. Just be mindful that I juggle a lot of different things, so I will definitely let you know, though, when I'm able to. Getting into this reading, again, I want to wish you guys a very happy Valentine's Day, even though it's belated. I hope you guys enjoyed the day with your loved ones. I'm going to start the reading with those of you who are in a relationship and then go into for the singles, okay? So at the center issue, you have the Three of Wands. Not sure if you can see it. Probably not. Let me pick it up. Now, the Three of Wands is definitely looking very closely at the relationship, whether it's you or whether it's your lover or the person you're with. Again, it is a three, and threes are usually a significator of a certain amount of things, but there's definitely one or the other, whether it's the Libran or whether it's your partner, there's some type of cheating energy. Or doubt, I should say, not cheating, but doubt of cheating or infidelity. And the reason why I say that is because in this particular tarot, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's definitely looking very close at that situation. Even to to the tiniest thing. You guys are literally analyzing every single action that your partner does, whether it's you again or whether it's your partner. It is a general reading, so I can pick up on your energy or their energy. Also, it is the Three of Wands, and the Wands is a fire sign, obviously. Well, not obviously to you, but obviously to me. Sorry. So it'd be a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries, and it doesn't necessarily have to be their sun sign. It can be their moon or rising as well. Now, the reason why I said having, doubts of cheating or something like that along those lines, infidelity, because you have the Seven of Cups crossing you. That's the challenge. Now, the challenge is having more than one option, or weighing your options, or looking very closely into the relationship because you no longer want to be in the relationship. Sorry, I'm just, very honest. And again, it doesn't have to be you. It can very well represent your partner. Now, this is also a water energy, so it'd be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer. And again, keep this in mind. Most of the time, people think, we're very quick to fall into illusions and what people, try to show us at face value, which is usually bullshit, to be honest with you. don't always assume that the grass is greener on the other side. Because I've known a lot of people that, you know, besides the advice, they put all that to the side and they just strictly go for whatever it feels to them, which usually feeling is like in the lower type of the lower type of feeling if we're talking about the root chakra, if you guys know what I mean. Anyways, so again, illusion and making your mind up about something, but it's more than one person because this is the seven. And as you can see, the Seven of Cups is having to make a choice or picking a choice, but also because it is in a challenge position, it's making or picking the choice of that which is the illusion and not the reality. So just be careful about that. Now, the card that is underneath you, what you're not aware of on a subconscious level, is the Eight of Wands. Again, talking about some type of battle, some type of turmoil when it comes to your relationship. One or the other is not trusting. Now, you have two eight cards right next to the Eight of Wands. You have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles, again, is talking about something, watching the relationship to its like minor detail, whether it's your partner or whether it's the relationship as a whole. More than likely, it's you watching every single step that your partner is doing, or your partner watching every single step you make. The reason why I say that again, the eight is all about craftsmanship, but it's also detailed craftsmanship. So perhaps it's looking very closely at the relationship, looking very closely at what you're doing, even kind of stockish type of energy. And again, with the Eight of Wands, it's definitely doubts, and doubts that have to do with passion or have to do with lust. So, again, I hope this is a general reading. I hope this is not to most of you guys, but if it is, you know, here's the thing: when it comes to relationships, it doesn't necessarily mean that there is cheating. The moment you start doubting, the moment you start, be honest to your partner, be realistic, and sit and talk to them and be honest about what it is that they're doing that ultimately is affecting how you feel, or that is ultimately affecting what you think of them. And the reason why I say this is because I do not see cards that speak about cheating. And I can tell you this off the bat, like for sure. There is no cards that talk about cheating. There is cards that talk about confusion, that talks about illusion. It can also be, for those of you who are in a monogamous relationship or even marriage, it can be the looking very closely at the relationship, as in you're starting to realize or you're starting to find out that the person you're with was more like you chose them more on the illusion of what you thought they were. And now reality sinking in and you're starting to tap into who they really are, and you're starting to see their defects. And that's not a bad thing. That is all about and the reason why I say that is because the Eight of Pentacles is definitely talking about growth, but not just growth. It's talking about the stability. And with stability and with the growth, experience comes. So if we're talking about relationships, what this is saying is basically there is nothing wrong with stillness. And what I mean by stillness is if you feel like the passion is no longer there, and that's one of the reasons why perhaps you're thinking or doubting of your partner, doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating. It just means that the relationship within itself as a whole is maturing. And with maturity, of course, there's going to be times where you start to see really, what some would consider flaws, but in reality is not flaws. It's just learning to appreciate those flaws because they make your partner who they really are. Now, Libras do tend to go for illusion. And the reason why I say that is because obviously Libras obviously are ruled by Venus, and Venus has obviously to do with beauty, has to do with the superficial. So again, if we are talking specifically about the message that is being related, it's not so much about the cheating part, but perhaps you fell into a relationship where you went purely on the physical or went purely on the illusion of how awesome and great you thought they were, without really analyzing or taking the time to actually get to know their flaws and their virtues, and to appreciate and learn how to understand both. And that's what the message is here. Now with the 9 of wands, that's your crowning energy. And the crowning energy of the 9 is well, nines to me speak about endings. So perhaps you've been thinking about ending this relationship, or perhaps the 9 is a representation of the ending of how you where you guys were at the present time when it comes to your relationship. And this is the ending of it's the ending of that, uh what's the word I'm looking for, the ending of that, I guess, honeymoon type of phase. It's the ending of the perfectness, it's the ending of illusion, and now you're starting to see things for what they really are. And again, like I said, going back to that, you have the Ace of Swords in your near future. Now, with this card, it's definitely talking about being honest before anything. Honest is the best policy. Why am I saying this, and why am I feeling this message so strongly? Well, it's quite simple. If you feel like the passion is no longer there, and you're starting already to doubt or wonder or question the stability of your relationship, and we're talking about for those of you guys who are married or are in a committed monogamous relationship or in a live-in type of situation, and you feel like there's something changing, usually, we're human, and in that of the human nature, we don't like changes. Like, we resist change because we're creatures of habit. So specifically men. So again, we don't like changes. So if you're starting to notice these changes and you're starting to doubt, the best policy or the best advice at this present time is with that of being honest and being truthful. Let your partner know. Let them know what your doubts are. Let them know what your fears are. Let them know what you feel they're not doing that is making you question whether it's their loyalty, whether it's their desire for you, whatever it may be. Be honest. Come honest. Put the cards on the table and have that openness communication. And this is your element card, the Ace of Swords. So again, it's you taking on that energy. It's you being honest and being, very, very concise when it comes to the communication, and being honest and being blunt even when communicating with your partner. It is very necessary, and in doing so, you will have a better understanding of both sides and both spectrums, and therefore balance in the relationship. Now, you have the Wheel of Fortune in the card that's representing you, or your advice card. And it's all about, this card is very noticeably known for good luck. But when it comes to advice, you must understand that which you do comes back to you, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And ultimately, your advice is, do not do unto others what you don't want done to you. And the same type of energy of that of, the Ace of Swords. Be honest, be truthful, but more than anything, the Ace is telling you to cut and break down the barriers of illusion, break down the barriers of rejection based purely on illusion, that now when you're faced with the truth, with the reality, do not resist it. Try the best you can to understand its nature, and in doing so, you will find the stability and the equilibrium that you need. Equilibrio. I was trying to say it in Spanish. And I remembered. I'm doing an English reading. Anyways, so I hope you understand this. This message is being very, very direct. I know it's not going to resonate to everyone, but to those of you who it does resonate, I hope that it truly helps you or guides you in this situation, because it's coming very strong. Now, the card that's representing those around you is the Empress card, and the Empress is all about abundance, growth, but nurturing and being the nurturing type. So don't be very strict or don't be very harsh when it comes to dealing with your partner at this present time. It is necessary for you to step back and be more of an observer versus being usually your air energy, which is very blunt and very just straight to the point. Now, it is necessary for clarity and understanding, but also being clear, being concise, being direct, but being tactful. Because this is the Empress, and the Empress is all about nature, and it's all about love, and it's all about abundance and fertility. So, again, going back to nature, or that of being the nurturing type. Now, the card that's symbolizing your hopes and fears is the Five of Swords. To me, the five definitely talks about turmoil within yourself, trying to find or trying to get to the bottom of what's really bothering you at this present time, Libra. And again, the five is definitely also talking about having a power struggle, sorry, not a power struggle, but having a struggle within yourself or fighting your nature. And again, if for some reason there is something that you have done in the past that you are not okay with, that perhaps you did wrong, that perhaps you don't feel like you were honest or you were truthful or you feel like you did someone wrong. The Five of Swords is definitely representing that with that of the, sorry, with that of the uh, Wheel of Fortune. And the reason for that is because that which comes down also goes up, or that which goes up must come down. And the five is an inner struggle. So perhaps, the Wheel of Fortune can also represent past as well. It's the wheel of the year. Again, like I said, what goes up goes down, what goes down goes up. So perhaps there's something that is bringing you some type of inner battle within yourself that you're not truly understanding, but it goes back to your past or it goes back to a previous relationship as well. Now, the card that is symbolizing your the card that is in the final position is the Six of Swords. So whatever it is that you guys are going through at this present time, you guys will get through it. You're going to more calmer waters where you both can keep that communication and understand and basically give each other and be each other's support. Again, these two cards are the final outcome cards put together. Sorry, it's this way. Put together, it's definitely talking about being honest, being truthful, but more than anything, in doing so, you will both sail to more calmer waters. You both will grow and progress and learn from this and continue to move on and move forward. Okay? So I hope you guys, I hope it resonated to you guys or most of you. And now let's get into the singles reading. I've been trying to make these videos short and it's just not happening. Okay, so this is going to be for Libras, the singles. So, Spirit Guide. What are the messages for Libras regarding their love life? Particularly single Libras. Spirit, what are the messages for single Libras regarding their love life for February 2017? February 2017. Singles. Single Libras. Single Libras regarding their love life. Okay. So let's get into it. Oh. This is crazy. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is okay. So out of your out of the 10 cards, you have 2, 4. Wow, you have 5 cup cards. So you have half cup cards. So this is definitely an emotional month for you, Libras. And again, like I said, this is particularly to do with those single Libras. Now, it is a very emotional month for you guys, because there is definitely a lot of emotions flowing, a lot of emotions going. Now, the card that is at the heart of the matter is the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is all about choices, or having more than one choice. But at the heart of the matter, what you're feeling at this present time is perhaps you made the wrong choice. Perhaps you are at a present time where you had the opportunity to be with someone that was a little bit more stable, someone that was perhaps more of your opposite. And what I mean by that, I mean it in a good way. That which would balance you. And you went for the illusion, or you went for the attention of having more than one person give you the attention. So you thrived. You felt like you thrived. You felt like you flourished when all that attention came to you, because it is at the center and it's the Seven of Cups. The seven is always about illusions, fantasy, but also becoming overwhelmed, or becoming drunkenly overwhelmed with attention, that you direct your attention towards the negative, or you attract the negative type of energy. Now, the card that is crossing you when it comes to your challenge for the month of February going into March is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is looking very closely at a situation. Now, because it is the challenge here with the Three of Cups, the Three of Wands is definitely talking about, so you made the wrong choice. And perhaps that's the reason why you're single, or perhaps that's the reason why you're no longer in a relationship, because perhaps the person you were in a relationship was ultimately not the person that was for you, and now you're having doubts about your past lover, the one before this one. And with the Three of Wands, again, is looking closely at the situation, but it is as a challenge. So it's definitely not looking, or choosing not to look at the situation or analyzing it, because you're not trying to take the blame. You're not trying to woman up, or you're not trying to man up and say to yourself, I fucked up. Like, I literally fucked up. It's like you're trying to evade that situation, and you're trying to put the blame on the reason why you've been single, or the reason why you've been so unstable when it comes to relationships, that ultimately you have to look at yourself in the mirror. And that's your challenge for the month of February going into March. It's truly owning your defects and your flaws, owning them to the point where they help you grow, where you're able to get to a point in your life where you're like, this has not worked out for me. This has inclusively self-sabotaged myself to move forward, or to find that person that's going to bring me the emotional stability I'm looking for. Now, what you don't, or what you're not aware of, that which is unbeknownst to you at this present time, is the Empress card. And the Empress is talking about fertility, growth, nature. This is on a subconscious level. So it can mean two things. One, it can mean the person that you're missing, or the person that now you've come to understand was more of perhaps the best for you. Can mean, okay, I'm getting different messages. It can be represented as a person that has to do with, or a woman or a male that is very intuitive, that is very into nature, that is very motherly or very fatherly. They're the nurturing type. Now, this is on a subconscious level, which you are not aware of. So it can also be you not wanting to face that. So perhaps you have a fear of opening up. You have a fear of truly allowing yourself to be vulnerable. and therefore you're pushing people away. You're self sabotaging yourself. Again, going back to that word, this is the second time I hear it. So you have to work in yourself in order to be able to manifest, or in order for you to find the emotional stability you're looking for. Because clearly you're definitely looking for that. I mean, you have nothing but cups cards. So that's telling me emotional instability. And the reason why I say that is because you tend to have uneven numbers. Okay. Now, at the end, at this present time, what is necessary for you to do is to analyze the situation, to look at past behaviors, or to look at past relationships. They've all had something in common. And out of those all that had something in common, there may be one in particular that it was nothing like the past. Now, this perhaps was the best for you, or this was perhaps that which would balance you. The question here is then, what why did you push that person away, or why did you move away from that relationship? And it's something for you to analyze, because it has a lot to do with your turmoil within yourself. Has a lot to do. I mean, I heard self sabotage two times already, and this is the third time I hear it. So you have to question yourself, what was that pushed you away? What fear, uh, I should say, what fear pushed you away from that person that was more uh, spiritually connected to you? And you will then find in that answer, you will then be able to grow and mature when you own that. When you understand that, hey, I pushed him away because I was not ready to be vulnerable. Or I pushed her away because I was not ready to be vulnerable, and I closed down and I pushed them away. Why did you do that? Was it because it has something to do with your childhood? Or does it have something to do with the fact that uh, we desire that which we fear the most, which is whatever it may be in that relationship, whether it was true, genuine love, or whether it was true spiritual resonance with one another when it comes to soul connections. Something along that level. And the reason why I say that is because the Empress is definitely something that is very motherly, very nature like, or within nature, but also speaks of the universe to me. Now, you have the Fool in the past and passing position. So again, the Fool is the first card in in all of the tarot. So that's definitely talking about immaturity, and whether it was immaturity from your perspective, or I mean from your side, or whether it was immaturity from the person that you were with. Perhaps it's not you who ran away from the relationship, but perhaps it was the person you were with that feared that emotional connection, or that feared that spiritual type of connection. And again, the zero is a very spiritual number. Just like the Empress is talking about nature based, but again with the Fool, that of the innocence of the Fool, which is the lacking of. So it's the lacking of either emotional stability, because you have a lot of cup cards, or whether it's the immaturity of a long term type of relationship where you felt like it was out of your comfort zone. It was something that scared you, or scared the person that you were with. Now, I keep talking about a past relationship, and the reason why I'm saying that is because with the Three of Wands in the past, or in the challenging position, it's looking at something very closely, and it's looking at something very closely based on the decisions you've made in the present. But with the Fool right next to it, it's definitely talking about decisions from the past, that perhaps you were a fool, or the person you were with was playing the part of the fool, of that of immaturity, or that of unexperienced. So now, the card that's crowning you at the present position is the Chariot. And the Chariot is that of the success, but also owning your flaws and your virtues. And in doing so, you will be able to master your emotions, and you will be able to master, when it comes to relationships, the genuine understanding of what it takes to make a relationship last. Okay? Now, again, the Chariot talks a lot about, I'm not sure if you can see, but It's definitely the universe surrounding you. And obviously, the chariot talks about success and talks about, um, a long battle within yourself and finally seeing yourself or seeing it materialize your success, whether, and obviously this has to do with love relationships. So it's finding or realizing, or coming to the realization of success in the material sense, in the physical world. But again, this is the crowning energy. So this is what you truly desire. This is what you truly want to have or to find a serious monogamous type of relationship where you will succeed in it and not, in a way, kind of like a sandcastle, uh, where from the outside it looks great, but just by, splashing water on it or touching it, by the touch, it all falls or crumbles apart. So again, now in the near future, you have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is talking about a past relationship. The Six of Cups is all about uh, innocence. And again, this is the second card that speaks of innocence because you had the Fool card in the passing position. Now, with the Six of Cups is a past relationship. So perhaps there's a possibility where you reach out to a past lover, or perhaps that past lover comes back into your life because it is in your near future. Now, what it is that you decide to do in this situation is truly up to you. And understand and know that you are the master of your own life. You are the only person that can make things happen for yourself, or you're the only person that can block yourself from making or creating or materializing that which your heart desires the most. Understand that, know that, and own it more than anything. Now, the card that is your advice, and this is, I'm going to be quite honest. The Ten of Cups is all about self fulfillment when it comes to emotions. It's that of making a choice of getting married. It's that of making the choice of, almost in a way, self sacrificing yourself to make something happen. And it doesn't necessarily mean that, but in this spread, that's what it's telling me. Why? Because the Fool is the lack of, or the immaturity, or the innocence. This is in the past position. So there was an innocence, there was a lack of knowledge, there was a even self sabotaging due to unfamiliar territory when it comes to emotions. Now, the crowning energy is the Chariot. The Chariot, success. That's what you want. Ultimately, that's what you desire. Past actions or past relationship or a past lover is what ultimately will give you that stability or that self fulfillment when it comes to emotions and perfect balance and harmony to your heart, to your mind, and to your soul. Now, again, like I said, with the Chariot is owning and having the potential to make things happen or manifest for yourself, and doing it and owning it, whether it's fuck ups, whether it's owning the fact that, hey, you fucked up, I'm going to reach out to this person, whatever it may be. But it's owning it. And the Ten of Cups, again, going back to stability, that's definitely stability. But it's definitely the ending as well, because Ten of Cups is, in any suit, the 10 is the ending of something. So perhaps it's the ending of ignorance for you, or it's the ending of emotional instability, or it's the ending of past immature behaviors that you've grown from based on the past, where you find emotional harmony or emotional stability. The card that is surrounding you is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups in this suit is talking about someone looking at your situation very closely. Or it can also be representing you looking at your past partner or looking at where they're at in life right now very closely. or having the desire or need to look into their life to see what's going on with them. So again, it's talking about longing, it's talking about past, and it's talking about past behavior or past decisions based off immaturity or the fear of not knowing how to react, how to accept, or how to open up more than anything, because you do have a lot of cups. Now, the card that is to do with your hopes and fears is a mirror of one another. Usually, what we hope to achieve is usually what we fear the most. Why? Because it challenges us, because it makes us grow, because it is about self growth and self fulfillment. Now, the five is always to do with the struggle within yourself. Now, in your hopes and fears, perhaps you want the emotional stability that the 10 has to offer. Perhaps you're desiring to run for that happiness, or to run, or to give yourself the opportunity for emotional stability. But what's holding you back is either psychological issues that you have due to childhood self conditioning, or the fear of what others may say. And the reason why I say that is because in this tarot, the Five of Cups is this person is holding a head, but at this present time, it looks like a mask to me. So it's you're fearing what other people may think, may say, or may see you as. And perhaps weakness for you, or for the people that are around you, perhaps weakness is not a virtue. Perhaps, not weakness, sorry, perhaps showing some type of weakness that correlates with emotions is a sense of weakness to them. And that's what you fear the most. Perhaps being criticized, being judged, or being seen in a different light, in the loving light, in the light of, I went after the person I truly cared for, I truly loved. You fear that. You fear that type of judgment. And that's what's holding you back, because ultimately that's your hope. That's what you want, to find the self fulfillment when it comes to emotional stability. But you also fear it, and you fear what people may say once you make that decision, or once you choose that. Now, the card that's symbolizing your final outcome as the six is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is a very intuitive energy. It's a energy that is very psychic, or a person that is very loving, very nurturing, very motherly like, almost as if not equal to the Empress. Except the Empress has, of course, more weight on it because it's a major arcana. And the Queen of Cups is definitely it's a minor. So again, but it talks a lot about the mother figure, or the mother energy, or the loving, selfless type of energy that comes with unconditional love. And again, talking about the past. So I hope you guys make the correct decision when it comes, and this is what I tell all my clients. When it comes to love, two things happen when you truly go all in when it comes to relationships. You lose or you win. And ultimately, to experience that emotional stability is worth every single it's worth every single obstacle that comes your way, or any difficulty that may challenge you. So I choose love. I wish you guys the best. I hope this guides you. I hope it helps you in some sense, way, or form. And thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for sharing and liking my videos. I truly appreciate it. You are loved, and we will speak to each other soon. Okay? Bye.